Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Ryan Seacrest is just a few weeks into his new gig hosting Wheel of Fortune, and he's still spinning with excitement. We caught up with Ryan in NYC Monday, and he was all smiles, telling us he's having a total ball giving away piles of cash and a new car here and there. Ryan, who was joined by sister Meredith, added he always knew the hosting gig would be a blast, and he's now at the point where he's just trying to contain his excitement about the whole thing. It's great to see everything falling into place for Ryan, who dove headfirst into his game show debut last month, stepping into Pat Sajak's big shoes like a pro. But Pat was totally supportive, shooting Ryan a good luck text before his debut. And it looks like those good wishes are working like magic. Life has a peculiar way of throwing us into unexpected situations, and sometimes those situations turn into extraordinary opportunities. For me, that opportunity came in the form of WOF, an acronym that stands for Wheel of Fortune, a game show that has become a cherished part of American culture. But for me, WOF is not just a game. It is a metaphor for the twists and turns of life, where luck, determination, and a sprinkle of fortune come together to create something beautiful. Chapter 1. The Spin of Life. Growing up, I've always had a fascination with games and puzzles. My family would gather around the television every week to watch Wheel of Fortune, eagerly solving puzzles alongside the contestants. The joy of uncovering letters, the thrill of spinning the wheel, and the suspense of waiting to see if the contestant would hit the jackpot or land on bankrupt ignited a spark in my young mind. It was a captivating dance of chance and skill, a microcosm of life itself. Fast forward a few years, and I found myself in college, juggling classes, part-time jobs, and social life, all while trying to carve a path for my future. Amidst the chaos, I often thought about the lessons WOF taught me: patience, resilience, and the value of taking chances. I embraced the idea that every spin of the wheel in life could lead to something extraordinary, even if it sometimes meant facing setbacks. Chapter 2. The Invitation. One fateful evening, as I was winding down after a long day of studying, I received an unexpected email. It was an invitation to audition for Wheel of Fortune. My heart raced as I read the words on the screen. This was the opportunity I had dreamed about since childhood. I felt a rush of excitement, but it was quickly followed by a wave of doubt. Would I be able to handle the pressure? What if I made a fool of myself on national television? Despite my reservations, I decided to take a chance. After all, what was life without a little risk? I gathered my application materials and headed to the audition. The energy in the room was electric, filled with fellow contestants sharing stories and laughs. The audition itself was nerve-wracking. I had to solve puzzles in front of a panel of judges. But as the familiar theme music played, a sense of calm washed over me. I channeled all my childhood memories of the show and remembered the fun of it all. Chapter 3. The call. Weeks passed, and I had nearly forgotten about the audition when my phone rang one afternoon. It was the Wheel of Fortune production team calling to inform me that I had been selected to appear on the show. I was ecstatic, feeling as if I had hit the jackpot. However, the reality of what lay ahead began to sink in. The preparation, the strategy, the performance, all weighed on my mind. I spent the next few weeks practicing puzzles, studying common phrases, and envisioning my time on the set. I watched past episodes, analyzing contestant strategies and learning from their mistakes. As the day of filming approached, I felt a mixture of anticipation and anxiety. Would I be able to embrace the moment or let the pressure get the best of me? Chapter 4. The Stage. Finally, the day arrived. I found myself standing in front of the iconic Wheel of Fortune set, the dazzling lights shining down on me. The familiar sounds of the show echoed around me as I took my place among the other contestants. The host, Pat Sajak, greeted us with his warm smile, and I felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for this moment. I was living my dream, and it was surreal. As the game began, I spun the wheel with all my might. The exhilaration of watching the wheel slow down, inching toward various amounts, was indescribable. When I landed on bankrupt for the first time, I felt a pang of disappointment, but I quickly reminded myself of the lesson I'd learned. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. I took a deep breath and focused on the next spin. Chapter 5. The Puzzles. Throughout the game, I encountered various puzzles, each presenting its own set of challenges. I felt a wave of joy when I solved a particularly tricky one. The letters clicking into place like the final pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. The audience erupted into applause, and I could hardly believe the support I felt from those watching at home and in the studio. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. There were moments of doubt, especially when the pressure mounted, and I struggled to think of the right letters. I found myself channeling the tenacity I'd learned through years of playing along at home. With each puzzle, I reminded myself of the importance of believing in my instincts. It was then that I realized the true spirit of Buhuyo'of, not just about winning, but about enjoying the game and celebrating every moment. Chapter 6. The Big Win. As the final round approached, I was filled with adrenaline. The stakes were high, and my heart raced as I spun the wheel one last time. The anticipation in the studio was palpable. Would I land on million-dollar wedge or bankrupt again? With a prayer and a deep breath, I sent the wheel spinning. It slowed down, my eyes glued to the indicator. When it finally landed on lose a turn, I felt a momentary twinge of panic, but I quickly regrouped. I was still in the game, and I was determined to finish strong. In the final puzzle, with only a few letters revealed, I could hear the audience murmuring in anticipation. I summoned every ounce of focus I had and called out the letters. When the final answer came into view, it was a triumphant moment. The crowd roared, and I jumped up in excitement. I had not only won the game, but also learned invaluable lessons about resilience and positivity. Chapter 7. After the show. After the cameras stopped rolling and the lights dimmed, I left the set feeling like I was walking on air. The experience of Wheel of Fortune had been so much more than just a game. It was a celebration of life, filled with connections and joy. I had forged friendships with my fellow contestants, bonded over our shared love for the game, and had stories to tell for years to come. The winnings were exciting, of course, but it was the journey that truly mattered. I learned that every spin of the wheel represents the uncertainty of life, sometimes landing on gold, sometimes hitting setbacks. Yet, it is our ability to navigate those challenges, to embrace the journey, that defines us. Chapter 8. Sharing the Fortune. With my newfound fortune, I felt compelled to give back. I started volunteering with local organizations, using my experience to inspire others. I hosted game nights at community centers, sharing the joy of puzzles and the spirit of UOF with children and families. I emphasized the importance of teamwork, resilience, and the belief that fortune favors the bold. Through my journey, I found that sharing my experience not only brought joy to others, but also deepened my appreciation for the luck I had experienced. I realized that being fortunate isn't merely about wealth. It's about connections, experiences, and the moments that shape our lives. Conclusion. Life's Wheel of Fortune. Reflecting on my time with DUOF, I have come to understand that life itself is a wheel of fortune, filled with ups and downs, unexpected twists, and moments of joy. We are all contestants in this grand game, spinning our wheels, making choices, and navigating the challenges that come our way. Whether we land on a big win or face a setback, it's essential to embrace the journey, learn from each experience, and celebrate the connections we make along the way. As I continue to spin my wheel, I remain grateful for the experiences that shaped me and the fortune that continues to enrich my life. In the end, feeling fortunate is not just about winning, it's about living fully, loving deeply, and embracing every spin life has to offer.